Well, Ugo Lancioni, a fund manager at Neuberger Berman Europe, joins us. So, Ugo, thank you so much for joining us today. Now, we have seen a lot of volatility on these currency markets over the last couple of days and almost weeks. Is this set to continue as we get into the holiday season?
It is possible. Of course, people always reduce positions ahead of the holiday season. We've seen already some of that, of course, during Thanksgiving. The Dubai war news, of course, created some volatility, and some people already have liquidated some of the risky positions that they had in portfolio. It is possible that the dollar will continue to depreciate, but one thing is for sure: authorities in Europe, especially, are getting very uncomfortable with the level of the euro. Not just against the dollar, but if you look at the euro on a trade-weighted basis, so against a basket of currencies, clearly the euro is trading very close to all-time highs. Obviously, a strong euro doesn't help the European exporters. The authorities know that, and I think we will see a lot of verbal intervention if the euro continues to trade around these levels.
Verbal intervention, this is what governments at ECOFIN saying, this is not fair because my exports are more expensive. But can the ECB, will the ECB do something? Can they have any power of doing something?
Well, they did, about 10 years ago when the euro was trading around 80, 85. Of course, they intervened at the time, and they have been very successful at the time in preventing euro from depreciating. At the time, the euro was very weak against the dollar, and the fundamentals were not really suggesting that the euro had to trade at those levels. I think, yeah, they can. Probably, I think it is unlikely that they will do something right now. I think, the biggest concern for the authority is to see excess volatility. I think no one wants much volatility effects these days. Of course, the Bank of Japan doesn't want volatility. They've made that very clear, especially if the yen appreciates too fast from current levels. So I think it is unlikely if you see the euro, staying around these levels. But if you see a fast move towards previous highs against the dollar around 160, I think that could trigger, not just verbal intervention, but potential something more than that.
Ugo, I also wanted to get onto the yen, because we have the Nikkei newspaper reporting that the Prime Minister of Japan is saying the Japanese currency the strength cannot be left as it is. Does that mean they will actively intervene? I mean, we had the Bank of Japan extraordinary meeting yesterday.
Yes, I mean, they clearly were probably surprised. I mean, no one was expecting the Dubai news, or at least, people were certainly not prepared for that. And as a result, we have seen an acceleration of the move of the yen in a period where there was very low liquidity with the US on holiday during Thanksgiving. And of course, that has accelerated the move. And I think we have touched 85, that is, a multi-year low. Clearly, the Bank of Japan has, and the Japanese authorities have been very concerned about the speed of the move over the last few days. Of course, the yen has come back since they made those comments, and of course, the risk appetite has also come back in the last few days. Investors have come back. There's more transparency about, the level of debt in Dubai, and who has got the exposures. And I think people are putting risk back on, and that means that the yen probably will continue to will start to depreciate from current levels.
I also wanted to get onto the pound, because we're almost out of time. You say the markets are actually discounting the bad news here in the UK. Would you be a buyer of the pound at the moment?
I think the pound will be trading in a range. Of course, the pound is at these levels very weak for very good reasons. Fundamentally, if you look at long-term measures, maybe purchase power parity, you could say that the pound is actually undervalued against the euro. However, the pound probably will trade in a range between now and year-end.
And so what would you be a buyer of today in really 10, 15
Today
seconds?
I will still continue. I think that risk appetite will continue to stay strong, and probably commodity currencies will do well. Commodity prices over the last few days have started to pick up again, and I think Aussie Kiwi are currencies that will do well against both the dollar and the yen.
Ugo, thank you so much. All you need to know there about the currencies.